my beautiful friends, let's do a reading. It's hangout time. It's time to hang out together. So I've been getting, you guys know I've been getting a lot of downloads. And last night, as I was going to bed, it started thundering and lightning, and I started to get a lot of downloads. So I just started writing them all down. Today I have a whole page. The first thing I want to mention is I have the song Budapest by George Ezra, I believe, like on repeat in my head, setting up for your reading. So I'm not sure if that's symbolic to anyone. Also, the name Leah came up right before I started your reading. Anyway, George Ezra, Budapest. I'm trying to think of the lyrics. I can't think of them. That song could be symbolic. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Which brings me to the thunder and lightning. So I was getting a lot of downloads with the thunder and lightning. I don't even know where to begin. I'm getting so many downloads. So I guess I'll just start with the letters. I was getting, and I'm getting names now, but the letters N, G, P, B, J, which PB and J could be symbolic or sandwiches. T, S, R, A, Z, and I. I was also hearing the name Tim or Timothy or Natalie. So those could be symbolic. So thunder and lightning, some of the things I wrote down: heavy emotion, realizations, sudden communication. Thunder, specifically, divine power, divine intervention, communication, transformation, an awakening, cleansing, and renewal. And I kept hearing dark night of the soul. And so it's possible that the person you're connected to is going through a dark night of the soul, or has 222 on the timer, has been through a dark night of the soul, restoring balance. Or they've been through a dark night of the soul in the recent past here. And lightning, sudden illumination and realization, sudden insight. It also talks, lightning is about, after a sudden realization, a quickening of the journey, quickening of one's spiritual journey. So I was hearing that. I was also hearing Chicago and Boston. I don't know. At least it's not a slug today. I was also seeing a beaver. I don't know if that's symbolic for anyone. But then this morning, after I wrote these all last night, and then this morning when I walked into my kitchen, there was a coin in the middle of the floor, and I have no idea where it came from. The crows don't have a key, so it wasn't the crows. But it's just like, I haven't found coins. Like, I don't, the day and age we live in, not a lot of people use cash anymore. I know that I don't. I do a lot of shopping online because I'm a hermit. I don't like going out. And when I do go out, I always like the tap thing with the card. So I have no idea where this came from. It was just in the middle of my floor. And it's a quarter, so 25 could be symbolic, 25 cents. It's a Canadian quarter. And like the name Elizabeth is on it, so the name Elizabeth could be symbolic. But the years on it, 2009 and 2010. So those years could be symbolic to you. 2009 reduces to 11, which is the energy of justice. Sometimes it's the energy of strength, depending on what tarot deck you're using. So justice, Libra energy, and that the scales balancing. And I saw 222 on the timer. And 2010 reduces to 3, which is Empress energy, Taurus and Libra. And as I was saying that, 1, 2, 3 here in the afternoon. So 1, 2, 3, on the right path, things coming into alignment. So there's also a skier on this quarter. So it's like some kind of special quarter. It has a little skier person on it. And I immediately heard it's all downhill from here. And that's interesting because the lightning represents the quickening of one's spiritual journey. So it feels like, I'm not sure if it's you or the person you're connected to, but it feels like things are about to pick up pace. And when I looked up 25 cents specifically, what it means spiritually, it means you're on the right path. And I just saw 1, 2, 3. Interesting. So it does mean that you're on the right path. So I'm curious if you've found another coin. It also can represent communication and progress. So I do feel like you're making progress on your own spiritual journey, but I think that I'm seeing the Tower, divine intervention. So you could have had a tower moment with this person, or maybe you're going through a tower moment right now. I was also, the quarter is about, not the quarter's not about this, but I started seeing a payphone. Remember those? Before everybody had cell phones. Whenever I see a payphone now, I'm like, what the hell is that? But payphones used to take, I don't know what they take now. They probably take calling cards and tap and whatever. But I was hearing call someone who cares. And you know how some people use that as, why don't you call someone who cares? Or here's a quarter, call someone who cares. I was hearing communication, call someone who cares. I was hearing it in a heartfelt way. Anyway, so I just thought it was interesting too, the lightning, quickening of one's spiritual journey, and then I found a quarter with a skier on it. And when you think about it, like the slow uphill climb to the top of this ski hill, is that what it's called? And then you go downhill. It's much faster going down than it is going up. So I'm just going to add it to my little coin collection here. So let's get into your reading. I really didn't know what decks to use. I definitely wanted to use this deck. It says yes. And then I picked 2 other decks. So I actually want to start with this one. I'm using the one with sunflowers on it. So sunflowers could be symbolic. Or summer could be symbolic. So let's get into it. Guidance from angels. All right. So let's get into it. Let's see what this is about. All right, I just got to make some room here. My nose is trying to run. So you could be dealing with a runner. Grow! All right, there's a card that got left behind here when I cut the deck. So we have clarity, realizations, epiphanies with the lightning, and we have water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So someone is seeing things more clearly now, perhaps a perspective shift. It also says getting on the same page. So you and this person maybe weren't on the same page in the past. Maybe you wanted different things, or maybe there was miscommunications. Whoa, that was the one that was left behind. Betrayal. That's 7 of Swords energy. What does that say? There's an S on that person's sweater, and it says don't lie. So someone could be having a perspective shift. There could be divine intervention where somebody's getting a wake-up call, or they've had like a sudden realization about their own behavior is what I'm hearing. All right, so let's see what comes out here. What are we dealing with, Spirit? What are we dealing with here? They're all face down. New perspective. Glasses could be symbolic. Look at it differently, change. So someone's getting a new perspective, which the name Billy could be symbolic. So new perspective. So someone's looking at this differently. I'm hearing revelation. Someone's having a revelation about you. Glasses could be symbolic. And maybe in the past you had a new perspective of this person. Like maybe you had to look at them differently. Maybe you were looking at them with rose-colored glasses or through the lens of like a soul connection. We have loyal, passion for you, and the swans, twin flame. So swans could be symbolic, and swans in the animal deck represent solo time. So it's kind of Four of Swords energy, and it's about connecting to your inner voice, connecting to your intuition, your inner witchin. I don't know what was going on there. Your intuition. It's about connecting with your intuition to bring into balance solo time. I believe the swan also talks about writing. So maybe you've been writing things down, or maybe this person is writing things down. I feel like they're having a new perspective. Maybe they did betray you, that they should have been loyal to you. They could also be getting their perspective that you're loyal to them. And the last couple days I've been talking about this soul loyalty thing. We have gift. So they're realizing that you're a major blessing in their life. You're a gift. You could have gifts. It's interesting. Someone in my comment section said that society would look at my hyperactivity mind and my echolalia as like neurodivergence, but they think that some of that happens to me, where my mind wanders or I get the echolalia, that it's downloads. And I completely agree with you. That's why I always say neurodivergent, because I believe there's a rabbi that talks about this, but I believe neurodivergent people are spiritually gifted, and they're not kind of made to fit in this world because they're spiritual. Anyway, it also talks about a major blessing. So new perspective, and that could have been your perspective shift. You could have realized, wait a minute, I'm a blessing. Like, I'm a catch, I'm hearing. We have water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I was hearing that heavy emotion. All the rain, like thunder and lightning, rain leads to a release, an emotional release. And we have chaser energy coming in for you. This card is not about you being a chaser. This card is about someone coming in for you, wanting to pursue you after a perspective shift. Now, I switched decks. The tarot deck that I chose originally, I switched it at the last minute. But on the bottom of that deck, I believe it was the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is also about a shift in perspective. Maybe I need to get that deck. Change is coming. Someone having the courage to come in towards you, healing. So this is someone who's been healing, wanting to take accountability, wanting to acknowledge this connection I'm hearing. Dashin dog, wiener dog could be symbolic. Look at him. He's so cute. All right, so let's get a few more. What do we need to know about this, Spirit? We have air. And I'm hearing epiphany. Because air is connected to the mind. So someone had an epiphany, a breakthrough moment. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Spying. So this person could be keeping an eye on you. Actually, the dating card didn't come out, but I saw it flipped up here on the top. So maybe this person's lightning bolt moment, like maybe they think you're dating someone else, or maybe you are dating someone else, but they're keeping an eye on you. I'm hearing, like, I'm seeing that strategizing card. They're strategizing, preparing an offer. So right now, holding back, not saying much. I almost thought that was a payphone. This could be someone very introverted. You could also be keeping to yourself right now, the Swan. You could be holding back, not saying much. Unexpected, surprise, shock. The thunder and lightning. Maybe they weren't expecting you to hold back, but I feel like this, like I wrote down things about communication. Call someone who cares. Like maybe this is someone who feels like the people around them don't understand them or don't care about what they're going through. Something unexpected is coming. Let's get a good more. Let's get a few more. Now we have Earth. So we have Earth. That's interesting. We have Earth, water, air. So we have on the same frequency. Divine intervention. Maybe this person had to transform before they could get on the same frequency as you, because I see a little butterfly here. Someone could have a butterfly tattoo. What does that say? We've got some initials. S-H-Y. Wait. Does this stand for something? How old am I? Is this like an abbreviation for something? S-H-Y-W, which really looks like an upside down M. Like I know what a W looks like. This looks like, I was looking at this upside down because the M, that looks like an M, not a W, but W or M. I'm definitely seeing an M in that W. A-P. Someone could be feeling shy. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Apology, the name Brad could be symbolic. I'm sorry, forgive me, I miss us. And think about the years on that coin. 2009 reduces to 11. 2010 reduces to 3. Justice, truth, accountability, the scales balancing, you being on the same level, 222. Guidance, direction from angels, the letter N could be symbolic. So someone's being guided. That's interesting. Someone's being guided towards you here by their angels. We have temptation. So they're feeling really tempted to come towards you. Or what I'm hearing is you could be very tempted by this communication. Like, I feel like there's something good coming. This person could have been tempted by other things. They could have been tempted by that devil energy, especially with the betrayal card. That's like low vibrational energy. T could be some, I already mentioned T. Let me see temptation. Let me see if we can get one more for that. I'm also like too much information. But all of a sudden I'm sweating. So I feel like someone's sweating. I know that's too much information. Temptation. Ring, love offer, triggered, can't stop overthinking. That's an interesting one. I feel like you triggered and tempted this person to, how can I put this? It's very clear in my head what I'm channeling, but I have a hard time articulating it. Again, autistic. Anyway, like it makes sense in my head. But with that temptation card, it's giving me devil energy. And with the triggered, they could have seen something that triggered this awakening within them or triggered them to come towards you. But I'm more so hearing you could have triggered this person's shadows. You could have triggered their low vibrational energy, their devil energy. You could have triggered some of their... And we also have proposal here. Offer on the table. Someone's feeling triggered and feeling very tempted to come towards you. You know what's interesting is that they think it's temptation, but I think it's actually, these two came out together. I think it's actually their intuition. I have to cover up this card, but triggered. Compromise, coming together, reconciliation, commitment, offer of loyalty, fresh start. Oh my gosh, new beginnings, leap of faith. Communicate, what? Compromise, reconciliation, offer of loyalty, loyal, new perspective, loyal. New beginnings, leap of faith. Communication, and underneath that is competition. So for some of you, they could feel like they have competition here. The letter N could be symbolic. I just got a drop down that said, it's some message, but it says N dot. All right. All right. I want to get this, but first I just want to get a couple from this. I just want to see what's going on with your person. What's going on with your person? Why can't I pick up this card? Come on. Fine. Let's see what's going on with your person. Self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work. That's interesting. Look at that. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, perception. This person could have made you feel like an option, or they could feel like they're watching you and they feel like you have options. 1, 4, 3. I love you. I do love you. Soulmates, soul connection, partnership, soul contract. So it feels like someone, soul contract, is watching you and they feel like you have options and maybe it triggered them. One more shuffle. Phoenix. Renewal. Lightning. Renewal. Blue Jay, confirming it. Cut the deck. Coffee cup. Interested in meeting. Interested in talking to you. The clock. So this person could be thinking about how much time it's taken to come forward. They could have also needed some time to go through this awakening, to be like divine intervention. Especially if, I'm going to mention it, if your counterparts, the feminine awakens after you come together the first time, usually. And then the masculine, not talking about gender, goes through their awakening at a later stage. And I always talk about this. Once they go through their awakening, there's rapid change and rapid growth, whereas the feminine is kind of a slow burn, like walking up a ski hill. Whereas the masculine is more like skiing down the ski hill after they awaken. Vancouver, did I mention Vancouver could be symbolic? That coin mentioned Vancouver. What's going on with your person here? What's going on with this person? Talking, wanting to talk to you. Look! That's magic. Thank you, Spirit. I love Spirit so much. So magical. Thunder and lightning. Sudden. Realizations. Surprise. Epiphany. Sudden change. Transformation. Revelation. Wanting to communicate with someone who cares. Talking. Maybe they think you're talking to someone else. And soulmates. Soul contract. This was part of your soul contract. I feel the need to say something. I don't know where this is coming from, but if you have a soul contract with someone, I see sometimes people will ask, what if the other person doesn't fulfill their end of the soul contract? Then the universe, the divine, whatever it is that you resonate with, they don't let up on your person. Your person can run. Your person can avoid. Your person can try and not fulfill their side of the contract, but the universe won't leave them alone. Like the universe keeps intervening, divine intervention, keeps redirecting them, causing tower moments. Anyway, someone having a realization, an epiphany, I said epiphany there, that they feel this soul bond with you. And again, sudden communication I'm hearing. Love call. Like, come on now. Surprise. I feel like you're going to hear from this person out of nowhere. But you know, it's not really out of nowhere because you know. Right? You know. Sword in the rose, clarity and truth, revelation. Spirit is magical. Awaited message arrives. You know, I'm seeing Eric. The name Eric could be symbolic. I'm seeing Eric from The Little Mermaid, where he's describing the feelings, or he's describing that he'll just know when he meets his soulmate. It'll hit you like lightning. That's what this feels like. I feel like this person thinks you have options, but passion, insane chemistry, burning desire, fire energy. And look at what it came out with, twin flame. There could be some sort of memory about holding hands. Yin and yang balance, union and duality, complement, polar opposites. Look at these. This is what this person is having a realization about. And they want to talk to you. This is them. I'm getting them. They could be having a realization that they made you feel like an option. A realization about their Seven of Swords behavior, about their running energy maybe. Actually, my nose hasn't been running too bad. It just feels like it's... Maybe your person has stopped running. You know what I'm like when I'm picking up on runner energy. That's like, I don't know why my spirit guides made that the indicator of a runner. That's interesting. What is this person going through? The person connected to the viewer. Shock. Coffee cup, confirmed. Mask, hiding true feelings. So they can't run from this. You can run, but you can't hide, is what I'm hearing. You can run, you can try and hide in that tower, but the universe knows where you are. It'll take that tower down. So they're having a realization maybe that they've been running from this connection or hiding their true feelings. Runner didn't come out. That they've been pretending, they've been lying to themselves. They've been pretending that they don't have feelings for you. Green eyes could be symbolic. I'm also hearing like maybe you went to a masquerade party at one point, or that's like something. I've never heard that before. It also says gaslighting. So this person could be having a sudden realization that some of their behavior could have come across as gaslighting. Denying somebody else's experience. And love call. Confirmation. I feel like you're going to get sudden communication where this person is going to be open and honest with you. I don't know why I see that as you. You don't have to be a woman or... Oh. I'm not saying that you're going to be like, oh, hey, and just pretend that everything's okay. But it's almost like you're happy to hear from them, but you try not to, you could mask that you're happy to hear from them. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I don't think you're going to hold back, or I'm almost seeing you like, oh, I wasn't expecting to hear from you. Anyway, let's get that white deck. That was interesting. There's a lot of things about a leap of faith and communication here. Maybe you heard from them last night. Spring, air sign. So March, April, May. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Longing you, missing you, on their mind, time apart. So you are on their mind. What are you? True love, divine union could be the one. All right. I feel like that's this person's realization that you're the one. Clarity, mental clarity, an epiphany, a breakthrough moment, the Ace of Swords. All right, let's see. Music. Music could be symbolic. I was actually thinking, I was seeing a piano player. Your Song by Elton John or Moulin Rouge. I was also hearing Chicago and Boston, so the musical Chicago could be symbolic. Is that a musical? I've never seen it, which is weird because I love musicals, but I love old musicals. If you like old musicals and you want a good laugh, watch Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. That is a good movie. I wish I knew if somebody here knows what that movie is, because I love to talk about that movie. It's so great. Now I'm trying to think of all the names in that movie. The name Millie could be symbolic. Grace. There's, they're all Bible names, so Bible names could be symbolic. That movie just popped right into my head. But there's a scene where all the men have a realization. It's 7 brothers. They all have this realization that they want to find their person. So they hitch up the wagon and they go into town to get their women. It's such a great movie. Anyway, Chicago could be symbolic, the musical. Now I'm thinking about all the musicals I love. Signs through music. So remember I was getting Budapest. That could be symbolic, or a musician. And that is a way that twin flames communicate. Are you kidding me? I'll get back to it. Intuition test. What do I see under this card? What do you see under this card? What do you think it is? I already heard somebody say it. You're right. But that is a way that counterparts can communicate. They feel a connection to music, or music follows them around. There goes my nose. So you could be, I'm more so hearing your person getting messages through music. Anyway, look at what's underneath. Thunder and lightning. Maybe music set them off. When I went through my dark night of the soul, it was music that tipped me over the edge. It was a certain song that I had never heard before. It was by the Paper Kites, I believe. I can't remember what song it was. Very powerful. Music is very powerful. All right. Let's see what's going on here. What do we need to know about this? Truth, clarity, confession, apology. The 2 cards that came out, like they came out so quick. 444. They came out so quick. Honest, faithful, clarity, confession, apology, sorry, grace, make amends. I just mentioned the name Grace. There was also somebody named Dorcas, which is fun to say. Dorcas. We have immature popping off the top. That just flew off the top. So someone wanting to be honest with you and apologize for being immature. Maybe you felt like they were playing games with you. You know, sometimes when we feel like someone's playing games with us, they're not trying to play games with us. It comes from an immature place, or it comes from a place of wounding. But our perception is they're playing games with us. Quit Playing Games with My Heart by the Backstreet Boys. Someone acting from a place of ego is what I'm hearing. So you've definitely got an apology, a confession, someone taking accountability. And you know, I feel like you're sitting in Empress energy right now with that 2010. This person's at a crossroads. What else do we need to know? So there was some sort of pattern that needed to end here. Someone could have been very focused on finances, not focused on this connection. But this person ending past patterns of being immature, you could have ended a past pattern of chasing this person. I'm kind of like, I've never heard this with this card before, but you and this person could have been going around in circles, kind of like a dog chasing its tail. Like you could have been chasing, they could have been running. Chaser, runner didn't come out. We have commitment, proposal, marriage, higher level of commitment. It's giving me Hierophant energy, Taurus energy. So this person, there could have been a past pattern where they ran from commitment. The Hierophant, though, soul contract, soul lessons. Remember, you had offer on the table. We have conflict. So this, I feel like there was a lot of conflict here, a lot of arguments, clashing perspectives I'm hearing. Specifically, I said you could have felt like this person was playing games with you, and they maybe felt like they weren't playing games with you. Like I'm hearing it wasn't intentional, but just remember, just because it wasn't intentional, we had that gaslighting thing. So just because it wasn't intentional doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, right? But I'm seeing like clashing perspectives. Answers are within reach. So your intuition is right, is what I'm hearing. I feel like you feel this coming. Finances, like this person could have been a workaholic, and I've been talking about this too. When someone's a workaholic, it's because they're lacking fulfillment in their life, or they need a sense of control, or they're avoiding doing the inner work. I take it from someone who used to be an alcoholic. No, not, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I meant to say workaholic. I was an alcoholic back in the day. Some of you say you can't see that. Like you can't imagine me being an alcoholic. I was. I am allowed to take all the time I need on my journey of self-improvement. But I was also a workaholic. After I quit drinking, I became a workaholic. I just transferred to another addiction, apparently. I often laugh now because I finally am focused and addicted to something healthy, which is working out and drinking water. I drink a lot of water. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Listen, I was thinking about this. If you want, I know that we're always told you should drink more water. It's good for you. Make sure you're drinking your water. Especially if you have ADHD, you could struggle with drinking water. You just forget to water yourself. But as some of you know, I started drinking a shit ton of water, I think just after Christmas, and it helps your intuition. So if you need a reason, if you've been thinking, I need to drink more water, it will improve your intuition and your downloads. I'm telling you, if you need a reason to drink water, there's your reason. Anyway, I'm just thinking about it. I drink lemon water. That could be symbolic. Why am I telling you all this? But now, hang on. The song Riptide just started playing on my phone by Vance Joy. I do not work for Vance Joy. Riptide. I can feel you in my blood or something. Is that the song? Or I can feel you in my veins. I can feel you. That's what I'm hearing. But my partner laughs at me now because, well, not in a bad way, but I drink so much lemon water, and it's in cans. And now I come down with like a recycling bag full of lemon water cans when it used to be beer cans. Maybe your person likes beer. Spying. They're definitely keeping an eye on you. Definitely keeping an eye on you. Rebirth, transformation, rebirth. I said it. Cleansing and renewal, rebirth. New beginnings after healing. Manifest, law of attraction, within reach, positive mindset. So having a positive mindset and then detachment is very important for manifestation. If you're constantly like putting negative energy out into the universe or wishing this away or just like positive thoughts manifest, so do negative ones. But this, your manifestation, have you been manifesting a new beginning after they've healed? Have you? We have spying, so keeping an eye on you. Intimacy, love, closeness, affection. So this means like after this rebirth, after healing, being able to be vulnerable with each other, being able to be intimate with each other, and maybe somebody had a fear of intimacy or was emotionally closed off. We have summer, June, July, August. So March to August could be very symbolic. Even I'm hearing March to August 2009, 2010. Let's get... Yeah, look, taking a break. Remember, 4 of Swords energy, and then we have healing, difficult self-truths, acknowledgement, inner work. And this is the energy of judgment. Wake-up call. I feel like your person had a wake-up call. And you know what I'm hearing? I feel like you had a wake-up call, but in the past. I'm seeing like maybe, hang on. Oh my goodness. All right, yes, we've got the yes card again. But I was hearing like maybe, I was seeing somebody hit snooze, like maybe you saw the truth of this person, but you kept hitting snooze, like you knew there needed to be a break or you knew there needed to be a tower moment, but delaying the inevitable, you could have been hitting snooze. Fresh start again, new beginning, start over, start from square one. Back at one, Brian McKnight, is that who sings that? Could be symbolic. You've got 3 cards about a fresh start. Self-help, personal development. So someone has been growing here. I feel like you have as well. And dreams, divine guidance. So it's, you know what? This person could have had a very vivid dream about you and like woke up with a realization. Pay attention to your dreams right now. Pay attention to those dreams. All right. I'm really on the fence about whether I should get an animal card. Twist my rubber arm, okay. I'm actually hearing these animals could be symbolic symbols for you in the next little while to confirm this message. I said, did I say beaver? I'm sure a beaver popped into my mind during this reading, and I was like, a beaver could be symbolic. Are you working on your mission? Anyway. That's interesting. We have the owl. Are you working on your mission? The owl represents someone with a lot of wisdom, a lot of like clairvoyance. Cut the deck. We've got the bat in reverse. So the bat in reverse is about not being able to let go, reminiscing. This person hasn't been able to let you go. This person could have been very comfortable in their shadows. I'm seeing like a bat in a cave. You know how they hang upside down in the darkness? So this person could have gotten very comfortable in their shadows. Like maybe I'm just thinking back to those first few decks that I grabbed. But this person realizing, I don't think either of you can let each other go. And we've got the crocodile here. So the crocodile, Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Music is very symbolic for this one because I keep hearing music. Moving in silence, takes rest, submerging, cooling off. So maybe this person needed to like take a step back, or there needed to be that tower moment in the past between you. I'm not talking about this lightning that I'm seeing that is happening now. But maybe they needed to take a step back to realize that the realization that they feel a soul connection with you, that they can't let you go, that they can't stop thinking about you. You're everywhere I go. I just heard that. Is that Riptide? It must be Riptide. So that their next place comes from a place of power, not from a place of ego. You could have pulled your energy back too. Like if this person was unwilling to gain a new perspective, this is reminding me of the Hanged Man. So if this person was unwilling to gain a new perspective or see your side, you maybe had to pull your energy back with the crocodile. So bats, beavers, crocodiles. Dwight from The Office could be symbolic. This reading feels like it's a lot about them, I'm going to be honest. So I'm just going to go right to them. Let's see this person's energy. Oh my gosh. The only card in this deck to me that represents the Tower came out. Green eyes could be symbolic. That's magic. Purging, the annihilation of anything that's unnecessary, like shadows, like unhealthy attachments, people, places, being a workaholic, whatever it is. This is Tower energy. This is their energy. I love this card. Fire energy. You know, the Tower is very similar. Anything that's not aligned with you must go. Annihilation of the unnecessary. When in balance, brave and productive. And guess what's on the bottom? The Bee. So right now this person is in very productive energy. When out of balance, self-destructive. So this person could have been, self-sabotaging. They could have been very self-destructive. They could have, created a lot of chaos in this. To bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. And this reminds me about what I was saying about people who run from their soul contract. This Black Panther, I don't know why I'm saying Black Panther. This panther will not stand to see your energy stagnate. So it's like this panther has been in this person's shadow. I'm getting so many weird downloads. I just heard, I once was lost, but now I'm found, which is from Amazing Grace. So that's the third time Grace has come out. The panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc with the ultimate intention of bringing us towards more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected. The thunder and lightning bolt, the tower. Uncomfortable and sometimes feels devastating, but after the dust clears, tower. It's easy to see the panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences and they've made us better people. Trust that the panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. It's on page 129. I hate math, but I love numerology. That's my kind of math. 129 reduces to, that would be 12. Hanged man energy, new perspectives. Sudden, shocking, revelation, new perspectives. Magic. Let's get one more. That's good. We have the scorpion and the cobra. I have to tell you, this is making a lot of sense. So, the scorpion. This person is currently thinking about a situation in the past. I'm hearing where they burned you. This person could have been very reactive. We've got fire in it. Fire, fire, fire. So, but I'm hearing this person could have been very defensive, very triggered, remember? And one of the things the scorpion could be symbolic. One of the things this scorpion does when it feels triggered is it stings you or it pinches you or whatever the proper terminology for a scorpion is. I'm not quite sure. Do they bite? Do they pinch? Do they sting? Do they do both? Anyway, so this person, this is a pause. This is waiting. This is about learning lessons. The cobra is about learning lessons, which makes me think of the Hierophant. The cobra always reminds me of the Hierophant because it is about lessons and it's about being taught a lesson, okay? So, when the lesson is ready to be learned, the cobra appears. The teacher appears, sorry. The teacher appears. When this person was ready, soul contract, when they were ready to learn a lesson about maybe some of their scorpion behavior, I feel like you appeared. And vice versa, you could have had to learn a lesson about, I'm hearing like taking others' actions towards you or their triggers personally. If that makes sense. Like you could have been someone when their energy was off. I'm not talking about just this person. I'm talking about in general. You could have been someone who, when your parents' energy was off, you internalized it and thought it was your fault. Or maybe they told you it was your fault. Or like if a friend was having a bad day or reacted all over you, maybe you let that trigger you. Or if this person like projected onto you, maybe that triggered you. I feel like you and this person were meant to teach each other lessons. The Hierophant. I already said it. But right now, this person, they're learning an important lesson here. And they're kind of thinking back to a time where maybe they burned you or stung you here. Then we've got the fox on the bottom, which is actually a very, like, I know typically you hear tarot readers talk about foxes as deceptive energy. That's what this is in reverse, but it's in the upright. So I feel like this person, like when I feel like they were coming from a place of shadow and unsure of who they actually were. But now they're in this more stable energy, wanting monogamy. Maybe this person got burned by somebody else. Like maybe somebody wasn't loyal to them. Because they're thinking right now about how loyal you are. So maybe someone in their life, someone that didn't belong, or a karmic who was meant to teach them a lesson. I'm just looking at that Panther card. Maybe someone connected to them, deceived them, betrayed them, wasn't loyal to them, and they learned some sort of lesson about themselves, also about you. This is my happy place. Let's get... I want to see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? The Hawk, messenger of divinity. You've changed. Messages. They could be rereading messages that you sent them, but this person sees you as a messenger of divinity. That's really interesting. I love that card. You know how much I love the Hawk card. Let's be honest. I love all the cards. I really do. Oh my gosh. Remember yesterday when I was talking about stuffed animals and wondering if they had feelings? Because I think they do. I found my people in my comment section, the ones of you who were like, I arrange mine and kiss them, or not, no, that's me, sorry. I arrange them and make sure they all have equal attention and they all get a turn and this and that. You're my people. When I was a kid, I used to line up I used to have, like, my whole bed was full of stuffed animals and I felt a connection with all of them. And I would kiss them equal amounts, and like if I accidentally kissed one more than the other ones, then I would have to kiss all of them. You know, I'm getting like, especially if you've been through childhood trauma, your stuffies, you know, or your books. Like some people, with my sister, it was her books. So she felt very connected to her books because it gave her a way to escape. For me, it was my stuffed animals. Watchful, all-seeing, so they feel like you see through them. Now I'm hearing the song See Me Beautiful by Sister Hazel. You see me beautiful, you see through my... It talks about a lion. So essentially you see through their ego, you see through their shadows. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. So they feel like you're someone who can see the bigger picture. The winds are shifting. You've redirected their course. I am grateful for the blessings in my life, both big and small, while I'm asking how they feel about you. You sent a message, and I'm not talking about like sending a physical message. There's some sort of message that you were trying to get through to this person. And again, I'm not talking about like writing an email. I'm talking about maybe it was a message about spirituality. Maybe it was a message about healing. It was something that maybe you were trying to teach this person. And the message has gotten through. And it says, this hawk will redirect the course of your life. So this person feels like you redirected the course of their life. Sees clearly, highly intuitive. Maybe sees a little too much. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, I was listening to something that my friend sent me this morning by Carl Jung, and it was about soul connections. And it was about how I mean, essentially he was talking about twin flames, or what he was describing was twin flames, but how the divine feminine, again, he wasn't using the word divine feminine, but when you truly have that soul connection, it's like the divine feminine can see through the shadows, through the wounding, through the veil. Anyway, to bring into balance a perspective shift. So they've had a perspective shift about you. That's magic. I know I keep saying it's magical. It is. And guess what? The more magical things you notice and give thanks for and show gratitude for, the more magic you will experience. I'm telling you. It's like synchronicities. The more you notice the synchronicities, the more you journal about them or figure out what they mean for you or look them up, the more synchronicities you'll get. Anyway. So I'm at the last minute, I switched the deck. I'm going to grab that other deck that I originally grabbed, because your gut instinct, the first thing that comes to your inner knowing, your gut instinct, the first choice is usually your intuition. All right. So originally I had grabbed The Way of the Panda Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks. And the Eight of Swords was on reverse on the bottom. I'm just going to put it back in reverse. I just accidentally dropped it. Or did I? Yeah, I did. So it was in reverse, and that's about new perspective, a shift in perspective. That's the same thing, Spirit. But anyway, the fact that it just flipped, it fell on the table and I picked it up the wrong way or whatever. Dark Night of the Soul, Eight of Swords. Trauma that keeps you stuck is what I'm hearing. Trauma that can be healed but keeps you trapped. Limiting beliefs. You know, I always talk about how on the Eight of Swords, that's really interesting. On the Eight of Swords, you usually see someone who is trapped, but they're not actually trapped. That panda could get down. None of those swords are upright. So there's no danger of that panda getting stabbed, but it feels stuck mentally, right? There's also 5 feathers on this card. 5 of Swords energy. Self-sabotage. Anyway, perspective shift. And then look, we've got the King of Swords. That might be a pheasant feather. I could be wrong. Clearly there's no communication here. This King of Swords has their sword down, but this person, justice, sword up, wanting to apologize, wanting to take accountability, wanting to make things right. You could, like, this person could have clarity that they were quite selfish, because this card here, I always see this as like, we have this smaller panda and then this big, I don't know why the word gluttonous came to mind. But it's this big panda who was like, maybe there was an imbalance of energy, or maybe this person like having a realization that they were being selfish in some way, but wanting to communicate. Lots of air energy here. This is about truth and clarity. But again, sword down. Pheasant feather. I don't know why I think that's a pheasant feather, but the other day I had that energy. I was seeing a pheasant in my downloads, and I believe it talked about a renewal. Anyway, let's get into it. We have the 5 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles coming out. It was the 5 of Wands, and then it fell and revealed the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Glasses again, new perspective. Action. Once upon a time, when I was learning tarot, one of the things I wrote down for the Ace of Wands is the action you take after you've had a realization. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever have a realization? I can just use something silly. But my sister and I like to play this game of what was that person in when we watch specifically ER. And she is not good at the game. But you know what I mean? It's like having a realization about, like, maybe your friend asked you about something and you're like, oh, I don't know, I'll have to think about that. And then it just comes to you out of nowhere, realization, like, whoa. And you pick up your phone and you're like, I figured it out, it's this. That's what I mean. What are you? It looks like a dead fly just came out of this deck. I'm sure that means something. Six of Swords, moving into calmer waters, wanting to repair a disconnect, wanting to reconnect after a disconnect, after conflict, after blockages. Four of Wands. You're about to move into calmer waters with someone, possibly heading towards union with that Four of Wands. Hanged Panda, Hanged Man energy. Someone has a new perspective. If this, 555 on the timer, positive change as I'm getting this download. But a lot of people see like breakups and separation as the end, and it is for some people. But there is a reason things happen. There is a reason, like, Hanged Man energy is to bring enlightenment and new perspectives. It's where the universe separates the two of you so that you can overcome these obstacles that you can't overcome together. Anyway, what's underneath the Hanged Panda? Pisces energy. We've got the Nine of Cups. All right. So, your person. Well, I want to get one card for you. Let's look at you. Show me the viewer's energy. Stalemate energy. So I feel like you're not taking any action towards this person. Four of Pentacles, holding back. Also, not being able to let go. And I always say with this card, there's this red thing that this panda can't let go of. Red thread bond. Maybe you found a red thread. It's like something you want to put down, but you can't put down. But anyway, you're holding back right now. Maybe you're feeling insecure. But we've got the Two of Swords on the bottom. So you could be struggling with I didn't look at you at all. That was weird. That's important. I didn't look at you at all in those decks, but my throat's blocking. Throat chakra. So I feel like you're holding back communication right now. Two of Swords, stalemate energy. I'm not going to be the one to make that move. There's also four feathers on the ground. Four of Swords. So stalemate energy. You're not taking any action towards this person. But look at this. We've got the Ace of Swords with 5 crows. And I mentioned the 5 crows on the Eight of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you had an epiphany or a breakthrough moment about this person's behavior, taking off the rose-colored glasses maybe. And now this person at a delay, the same thing is happening to them. But right now you're holding back from them. I'm not sure how you're feeling, but you're holding back. Anyway. We've got that's very interesting. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse, so you're surrendering. And surrendering, important part of the journey. Important part of the journey. But surrendering does not mean giving up. Surrendering does not mean waiting. Surrendering does not mean giving up. I know, it's confusing. Surrendering to what is supposed to happen will happen. Surrendering to, if it's meant to be, it'll come back around. New perspective. So I do feel like you've had a new perspective about this person. On the bottom, King of Swords, higher standards. You're looking at this logically. And that's important too, a balance of like head and heart, because too much of heart, you could overlook bad behavior. Too much in the head, I don't know. I just heard the heart one. So, King of Swords, you're looking at this logically, which could be why you're holding back. Higher standards, though. Higher standards. Queen of Wands, yes! Queen of Wands was on the bottom of that other deck. So you're standing in your power. You're standing in confidence. I'm hearing I do not chase, I attract, but I'm also hearing like, this is very like glow up energy. Sometimes you see a black cat on these cards, so you could be in what is referred to as black cat energy. I just want to see how you're feeling about this person. How do you feel about this person? 5 of Wands, there's blockages here. 6 of Pentacles, one of the blockages could have been imbalance. They took more than they could give. Maybe you even think that they need sometimes I see the 6 of Pentacles as someone receiving help. So maybe you feel like they need help with some of their blockages. Like I'm talking about a counselor or something. Maybe you're feeling conflicted if they ever could give you balance. Nine of Wands, 6 and 9, such a counterpart number. Love that's not easy. Love that challenges you to grow, self-improve. 8 of Cups, walking away. You could have boundaries up with this person because there was lack of reciprocity. Maybe there was a lot of arguments about reciprocity. And you had to like, that is, if it's meant to be, it'll be. You know, if it's meant to come back, it will. The 8 of Cups is hard because it's, you know, it is walking away from accepting less than you deserve. It's walking away from things that don't fulfill you. But sometimes the 8 of Cups can also be symbolic of walking away from someone that you love. Because look at all those cups. They're standing, but they're on top of mountains. So there's love here, but there's obstacles that maybe needed transformation. I just heard I wish you well. Let's see your person's energy. The Devil in reverse. That's amazing. 3 of Pentacles, wanting to get on the same page. Perspective shift, wanting to get on the same page. First deck. Capricorn energy. I didn't mention any other energies, but we've got all the energies here. We had fire, water, earth, air. That's the one. So right now your person releasing, oh, this card makes me cry. Releasing the things that have kept them stuck, releasing that lower vibrational energy, letting go of unhealthy attachments or unhealthy patterns, addictions. Workaholic falls underneath addiction. Self-awareness. And this card always makes me emotional because look at this panda. This panda's crying. This panda has been, like, think about, when you think about zoo animals, like, I'm talking like circus animals, being chained up, being put in a tiny little cage, being raised to, you know, be fierce or to protect themselves or to be toxic or to be a runner, like... It's giving me that energy of that wounded animal that I always talk about. You know, like coming across a wounded animal who has its foot stuck in a trap. And you want to help it. But because it's in defense mode, your person could have been defensive. You're trying to free it, but it's like biting you and scratching you. This card always makes me emotional. It's the only devil card that makes me emotional because it's such a good depiction about how our shadows and our unhealthy attachments and our addictions weigh us down and keep us stuck. And we behave in ways that, we're not proud of. Ugh, the tear. It's... And all you probably wanted to do was help that wounded animal. Anyway, good thing I have Kleenex. Every time that panda card comes out, it makes me emotional. Because again, it's such a good depiction of what that devil energy really is. It's not that we're bad people. And I'm sure some of you, there are bad people out there. I'm sure some of you are saying that right now. But these shadows don't define us. Our defense mechanisms that we inherited through trauma don't define us. It's our light that defines us. Anyway. Again, I've always been told I'm a very deep soul. You're such a wise, an old soul. That's what my family used to say. All right, a few more for your person's energy. Let's not forget that's in reverse. So that's good. Tower. The thunder and lightning. Revelations. The panther. Three of Swords in reverse. Wanting to make amends for what they did from a wounded place. Again, I'm not making excuses. But we can all act certain ways from wounded places. I know I have. Nobody's perfect. Some of them are, the way we learned how to protect ourselves as children. But look at those bamboo shoots around there. This tower moment is leading to new growth, a new beginning, foundational shifts. The Three of Swords in reverse, the glasses coming off, right? Their perspective shifting. Look at those glasses falling off their face. I hear a crow outside, but it's not making its normal caw. It's like grumbling. Healing old wounds. Having realizations about this, like that they want to make amends. Judgment on the bottom. Wake up call. Look at that. Dragonflies could be symbolic. There's 6 feathers now. So a realization that they want to reconnect with you. 6 of Swords. This is also about wanting to resurrect this. And guess who rises on the Judgment card? I'm thinking of a different deck, the Sufi Tarot. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The Divine Feminine is on the Judgment card. And it's their energy that causes the transformation in the person in the cocoon or rising from the dead. Anyway, lots of self-evaluation here. They could be crying with that Devil card, the way I got emotional. They could be crying for like realizing how they treated you or how they treat others. Because if they treated you that way, I bet you there's other people they treated that way, whatever way that was. Justice. That's nice. How are they feeling about you? 10 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Wands. So they do want to persevere here. You could have boundaries up though. Love that's not easy because it triggers us to self-improve. 10 of Swords in reverse. Wanting to heal this, wanting to remove these painful swords. You crack their mirror. The song Landslide could be symbolic. Who sings that? Landslide. Usually I don't have the lyrics right, but I've been afraid of changing or changes. I don't know. Anyway, landslide could be symbolic, but what's really interesting is this broken mirror. You know, the broken mirror, 7 years of bad luck. This person could be feeling like ever since there was this painful ending, that panther has been following them around, or bad luck has been following them around. And that's what I meant when I said, when somebody doesn't fulfill their soul contract, the universe does not let up on them. Anyway, they want to heal this, put this connection back together with the 10 of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups for how they feel about you. So you're very healing, very comforting. That could have really triggered this person. They feel like you're taking care of your own cup now. Maybe you have a child. You've transformed them, I'm hearing. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. So the fact that these are coming out together, I have to mention it. There's something that Aaron Doughty talks about, which is when we're young and we're going through trauma. I'll just give an example. Let's say this person had an emotionally avoidant mother. I'm using a mother for a reason. Or like a critical mother or something like that, or a cold parent even. Someone who wasn't warm and comforting, someone who didn't freely hug them and tell them that they love them. So their whole life, they probably had this mindset, when I grow up or when I get married, the person I marry, I want them to be loving. I want them to hug our children. I want them to be compassionate with me. So they could have had this wish fulfillment kind of idea of what they wanted in a partner, someone who wasn't like their parent. And then when that wish fulfillment is staring them straight in the face, loving them, being compassionate with them, being nurturing, it does not feel familiar. It feels different. Cue the self-sabotage. And it stems from, Aaron Doughty explains this better than I do, but it stems from their upbringing because it doesn't feel familiar. And familiar stems from the word familial, family. So because it's not familiar as what they had as a child, something doesn't feel right, or they run from it, or it scares them. And a lot of it happens subconsciously. Now I'm hearing Naked Moon, because she always, when she talks about subconscious, she goes like this. So I feel like you were everything they wanted, but then when they got you, it scared them because it was different, right? It wasn't familiar. It's a thing. You could have also been an overgiver, especially with that Justice card. Let's look at their intentions. They feel like they ran from a good thing. I need to relax my face. This whole reading I've just been like this. Relax. Their intentions. What are their intentions? The Emperor just came out. Knight of Cups. So this person is going to be vulnerable with you. They feel like there's something missing in their life. They're going to open up to you in a vulnerable way and tell you that it feels like there's a missing piece. Vance Joy. I don't work for him, I swear. We have the Emperor. What else do we have? The Six of Wands. So someone wants to recognize you. They want to recognize the fact that maybe in the past they were emotionally immature. They were acting from an immature place. They want to recognize, world in reverse, that they took you for granted. That they feel like there's something missing in their life. Like there's something missing. That they don't have closure. It feels unfinished. That song could be symbolic. The Emperor, their intentions are to step up. Aries energy, not that I've been mentioning signs anymore. I abandoned that when all the signs came out. But that's their intention, to take control of the situation, to step up and lead. Ow, to show you that they've been transformed, that they've transformed. What action is this person taking? We've got the Two of Pentacles. That's interesting. The Seven of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to have to get more. The Empress. So the Empress, that's interesting because the Two of Pentacles is about balance. And their intentions, the Emperor, their actions, the Empress. So I feel like this person is coming in a balanced energy. They're coming in with a healthy balance of feminine and masculine energy, taking the lead, being assertive, but also coming towards you in a more feminine energy. So being compassionate, being caring, whereas in the past they could have been quite cold. They want to restore balance here with the Two of Pentacles. Or create balance. That is one of the most balanced Two of Pentacle cards I've ever seen. Usually you see one up in the air and one down. Seven of Cups in reverse. That's about clarity and action. They want to bring clarity to this. Maybe they understand that you were giving more here. Can we confirm that? Action. Let's confirm that Two of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Reunion energy. Hearing from this person, a gray tabby could be symbolic. I had a gray tabby once upon a time named Oscar, so that could be symbolic. But the Six of Cups is all about hearing from this person. It's about wanting to reunite with you. They could be telling you that they have clarity on some of their childhood wounds. Three of Pentacles, wanting to get on the same page, wanting to work as a team, wanting to, that's really interesting. Five of Cups here. So wanting to restore balance, which is what I was hearing with the Two of Pentacles there. So we have the Five of Cups and we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So this person, they have a lot of clarity here and they're going to take action towards you. Where this is about clarity and awareness, this Four of Cups in reverse. It's about putting in more effort. They don't want to take you for granted. And this Five of Cups, this is about them communicating that they feel regret, and look at these two illuminated cups. So it's almost like I'm hearing they want to confess that, they still have feelings for you. Six of Cups. Let's look at near future energy for you. Near future energy. Ace of Pentacles. That's interesting. I don't want to take all those, but the Three of Cups is staring at me, which is about, that's also a reconnection energy. There's a lot of reconnection. Near future energy. I want to say the next month. Look at what just came flying out. So we have the Star. So your hope will be renewed. This is also about a renewal and healing. Six of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. We also have the Queen of Wands. So I see that as you, standing in your power, being confident, glowing up. You're attracting this in. Solid offer. New beginning. All right, let's get some channeled messages from this person. Let me clean up this mess. I don't know about you, but I felt like I said, let's get some channeled messages from your person. And then I said, let's clean up this mess. I think that's symbolic. All right. So let's see what your person wants to say to you. Channeled messages from this person. First card, look. First card. Speak up. I am not letting you go, and I told you they can't let you go, and you will hear from me very soon. Don't give up on me. Andy Grammer, don't give up on me. Sorry, I was just listening to the song. That was the only card that flew out there. First one. What does this person want to say? Depressed on the bottom. Wish granted. Remember, they're seeing you as the Nine of Cups. You're my purpose fulfilled. You're my sun, my moon, my stars. You're my everything. Little text. Depressed, feeling guilty for their behavior and unhappy with the outcome. All the words you said running through their head. The music in this one is crazy. Memories. The memories we made together forever replay in my mind. Our love is immortal. I think there's a song called Immortal. Transformation. Transformation right underneath thunder and lightning. Heavy emotion, revelation, sudden communication, divine power, communication, transformation, awakening, cleansing, and renewal. Did I read this or did I just get too excited? I am making conscious choices to transform into my higher self to be with you. Releasing that thing around their neck, the Devil card. Soulmates, I'm drawn to you in a way that I've never experienced before. Sexual tension. You've been on their mind, all the things they want to do to you, sexual healing. That always makes me laugh. Whoops. They could be feeling quite sexual right now, especially if their chakras are all lighting up. Anyway. Oh, distorted. My views on relationships are distorted from past experiences. And I went down that whole thing about how you were their wish fulfillment, but then when you were there, it felt uncomfortable because it wasn't familiar, because they grew up with distorted views on relationships. Mirroring. Your soul is a mirror of my own. Thank you for treating me with love and respect. And this is, why readers talk about it's important what you're doing on your journey, because they mirror that. Growth. You've encouraged me to look deep inside myself and discover who I really am. the cobra, the teacher. When the lesson is ready to be learned, the teacher appears. And I talk about how that's very twin flamey. Like once you're both, it's in your soul contract. But once you're both ready to finally heal these wounds, that's kind of when you come together to trigger each other. Telepathy, do you hear me talking to you? I need you close to me right now. Please respond. So I feel like this person has actually been sending you telepathic messages. Power couple, Emperor and Empress. An indestructible force that many wish they could be, liked by few, envied by most. So you could have the potential of being a power couple here. Gossip, no. Nervous. You make me feel nervous and excited in a good way. I am scared to approach you. That kind of dog could be symbolic, I just heard, whatever that is. Everyone is talking about the relationship. People are jealous of your connection. So there could have been other people's opinions here. It's funny how people project, right? I'm thinking of a really specific circumstance, but like, I'm not going to name names or talk about who it was. I'll just say 2 couples. But there was this couple, it's not from a TV show, it's actually from like something that I experienced in my life. But there was this couple that were always like holding hands. What is that noise? A lawnmower. There was this couple that was very like touchy-feely, and they were always, you know, being very open and honest with each other. If something bad happened, the one person would go home and tell the other person this happened. And there was this other couple where the feminine specifically was very triggered by this. Like she was very triggered by the fact that these 2 people were so open and honest with each other and enjoyed like holding hands and kissing each other and being affectionate. And in that feminine's mind, she was like, they're the one with the problem. But really it was kind of triggering an insecurity in her of what she was lacking in her own connection. I don't know why I just brought that up. But like if somebody's jealous of your connection, it could be because they don't have that connection. Does that make sense? Okay, we'll call this the end. Psychic. Your intuition scares me, the hawk. Your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? My intuition scares my partner. Black and white, I've always tried to be realistic to life, but you opened me up to color. So they could have had a very black and white mindset. That can be something that's also common with autistic people, like very black and white thinking, I think. Solitude, the silence between us has given me the insight I needed to set my soul free. Solo time, the swans. And we have surprise. Life is full of surprises, and I have something special planned just for you. That lightning bolt. All right, I'm going to end it here. I feel like that was really long. I am sending you lots of love and light, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.